Hi everybody, this is Cheryl
And Angel.
and this is our prepping video for this week, and we're going to talk about food storage. Now, what inspired me to do this video was I had been watching Steve at Corsair Trainers and some of the videos he did on food storage. He had a video, which I will link in my description box, that talked about the 72-hour kits that you can buy, and he was explaining how these kits, when you open up, say for example it has oatmeal in it for 3 days, when you open up that package of oatmeal, you have to cook the entire package. Well, you're not going to eat it all in one day, but you've got to have a way of storing it. And a lot of people, when they don't look at these kits when they buy it, they're not aware of that. Well, that kind of got me to thinking, well, how would I deal with that kind of a situation? Well, I continued to watch his videos, and he talked about storing his food and what he stored, different things like that, you know. And he talked about, you know, always just buy, when you're prepping, just buy for one more meal. It made sense, you know, it made a lot of sense what he was talking about. So I'm going to link you up with this one video that I watched, but then I encourage you to watch his other food videos, because you will understand more about food storage as you listen to what he has to say about it. Well, then Palmetto Prepared came out with a video just a few days ago about calories and how many calories a person needs per day. And it's based on your weight, your height, your age, and your gender. And there's a calculation on how to figure out how many calories you actually need. And I'm going to link that in my description box too, because it's a very important video. Now, taking into account that we have 4 people that I'm providing food for, and figuring out how many calories they need, we figured out a menu. Well, what would we pack for 3 days for 4 people that would provide enough food and calories for all of us? Now, what I planned is we actually wrote up a menu, and I plan on putting all of the food that we have on our menu in one of these buckets. We've all seen these food storage buckets.
Nice buckets too.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you about our menu, tell you what our menu is, and tell you, you know, show you what we got. Now, this food has not been packed in Mylar bags yet. It has not been broken down yet, you know, to exactly what we would need, which is what I plan to do in order to pack it into this one bucket. Now, the other thing is I want to talk about the water. Now, we all know that we need a gallon of water per person per day. So for 4 of us for 3 days, we're automatically going to have 12 gallons of water. To prepare all of this food, just to prepare it, we need an additional 3 gallons of water. We figured it down, right down to the bare minimum of what we'd have to have. And to prepare this food, 3 additional gallons of water. That's not including our pets. That's not including cleaning. That's drinking and preparing food, 15 gallons of water. Okay, put that in perspective. Really think about that. Okay, so let's look at what we chose. Now, some of this food does require milk. So we got this, the non-fat dry milk. And again, it has not been packaged according to what we would need, but that would be included in our buckets, okay? The other thing is, some of the food was divided up, or will be divided up, like for the pancake mix. Now, here's the pancake mix, and this is the kind that you only need water. You only add water to it. So it will be divided up like that. Now, when we got done figuring out all of our menu, and we figured out, including the bucket, what it cost us to buy this. It was right around $25–30 for 3 days. I mean, that was a pretty good deal, including the bucket. So we're going to show you what we decided. Now I'm going to show you first the meals, and then we'll talk about the other things. Now our first meal is oatmeal, just regular oatmeal. Now to spice up the oatmeal, to make it a little more fun, we got dried cranberries. Okay, now we also have cinnamon, we have honey, and we have syrup, and we'll also have sugar, and then of course we have our dry milk. So we can add any of that kind of stuff to it. We can add brown sugar to it. There's all kinds of things. We could get raisins, but you know, we chose the cranberries to go with our oatmeal. So our first breakfast is oatmeal with cranberries. Our second breakfast is pancake mix. This here. We divided it up for one meal for pancakes. With that, we can have syrup, we can have jelly. You know, there's a lot of different things that we could add to our pancakes to make them a little better, you know. Also, you can add the baking cocoa. Angel, you want to get the baking cocoa. You can add baking cocoa to your pancake mix to make chocolate pancakes. So that's an idea that we thought about. Okay, so that takes care of our second breakfast. Our third breakfast is rice, regular rice.
Trust me, it's really good for breakfast too.
And again, honey, cinnamon, brown sugar. Now, there's a lot of things that you can add to your rice to kind of make it, you know, a little more fun. All right? So that takes care of our breakfast. Now, for lunch, our first day that we thought we would have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And we got a couple of things of jelly here. But again, this will be divided up. So it'd be, you know, we'd have a smaller jar of peanut butter or a smaller container of peanut butter. And then we have our jelly. You know, we'll pick of one jar of jelly. But we'd have peanut butter and jelly. We also have our syrup, which we could add in with our peanut butter and jelly. Or we have honey, you know. So we've got some choices there for peanut butter and jelly. Now, what are you going to do about bread? For our bread, we decided that we would take, now this is, help me, instant
Corn mesa flour.
Instant corn mesa flour. And we have salt and baking powder. We're going to make Indian fried bread.
This is a recipe I make all the time. It is really good.
Yes, we eat Indian fried bread all the time. And we will provide that recipe in a later video when we do some recipes videos. But we're going to use Indian fried bread to make our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, the other thing is, this amount of flour and stuff, this, and of course, this baking powder has like 6 tablespoons. We only need a tablespoon of it, so there's a lot that's packed in there for more than one Indian fried bread more than once.
Same for the salt, but that can be used for other recipes too.
And we also have salt for other things, so we need it for our cooking. So the salt and the baking powder is used for more than one thing. We also will be packing at least 3 packages of flour, so we can have Indian fried bread at least once a day. You do get a lot of Indian fried bread out of a batch.
Especially depending on the size you make.
Right, and so, you know, yes, for one meal we can have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but we can snack on the Indian fried bread with some of these other meals or just for a snack. So that could be more than, you know, just lunch. Okay, now that was our second one, our first lunch. The second one is macaroni and cheese with tuna. And again, that would be something that, you know, we could spice up if we wanted to with seasonings, or just have it like it is. Now this is the macaroni and cheese that has the cheese pouch in it rather than the dry cheese. So that it's a little more expensive, but well worth it because cheese is in the packet. So that would be a second lunch, okay? Our third lunch is, we chose, let me get the syrup out of the way. We chose spaghetti rings with pasta and meatballs, okay? And we also included chicken noodle soup. So, you know, we could have either or for our second lunch, okay? So that would be our third lunch, okay? Let's put these down in this bucket so we can have one here. Get these off the table. Now, those can stay here. Now, here's our dinner, okay? For our dinner, get these out of the way here. Got a lot of stuff here. For our first dinner, we have here chicken flavored rice and pasta blend. Okay, those are $1 each. And to feed the 4 of us, we'd need 2 packages of that. But then we're going to add a can of chicken breast to it. And we will include 2 cans of vegetables. Okay? That would be our first dinner. Okay? Get those out of the way. For our second dinner, we decided we would go with egg noodles and tuna. Now, to make it a little creamier, we're going to add mushroom soup and celery soup. Okay? And again, our dry milk. Whoops, got it backwards. Dry milk to make it creamier. Okay? And, of course, we have 2 cans of vegetables to go with that. All right? Those out of the way. Now for our third meal, and this is a little bit fancier meal, we're going to have canned ham. See, it's the cooked ham, so we could just kind of warm it up. And we're going to have baby red potatoes. Okay? And we got 2 packages of that with pepper gravy.
And I need to have plenty of that left over.
Oh yeah, this has like 13 servings, so we would actually have more of this left over. And of course, our 2 cans of vegetables. Okay, so that's our 3 meals for 3 days. You know, I mean that's a lot of food right there. Now, like I said, we can have our Indian fry bread with any of these at all. You know, we could use it anytime with any of these meals. So that doesn't quite bring us up to the 1,500. However, we did add some things to it that would bring it up to the 1,500. For one thing, for snacks or to serve with our pancakes or our breakfast or even with our lunch, we got this pack of Vienna sausages. And that would bring us up higher to our calorie count. It would also give us a snack or an addition to any of these meals. We also got some granola bars so that each person would have a granola bar. And then we also got these packages of crackers. So each person would have a granola bar and a cracker per day. That puts us at our 1,500. We're fine. But we still have the Indian fry bread, which we can snack on whenever we want. And so we have our snacks here. Now, let's talk about our drinks, because we also included drinks. for juice, which we could actually have juice with every meal with this size container. All 4 of us, we could have juice with every meal. Okay? In addition to that, we got these in different flavors so that we can add these to our water if we wanted to, and we have something to drink along with that. We've also included tea bags. We have tea bags that we're going to include. We've got instant coffee. Now, we have 2 different types of instant coffee. We have this, but we also have these packets. And these are individual packets. I don't know if you can see that picture there. They're just little packets of coffee. And you can make a single cup of coffee with those. We also have hot chocolate. We can include all of these in our bucket, or we can carry them in our backpack or whatever. And we've got everything we need for drinks. So we have our meals, our snacks, and our drinks. Now, again, this is not all bagged up in Mylar bags or anything like that yet. We have to work on that, but I didn't want to do that until you could actually see the actual food that we have and why we chose it. So right there is 3 meals per day for 4 people, plus snacks and drinks. And by the time we get done packaging this up and putting it, it's all going to fit in 1 bucket, and we'll include 3 gallons of water so that that bucket is ready to go. Now, we're also going to do a spice kit that will go in there, so we don't have this big container of cinnamon. And we can also include some other flavors in there, like garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, you know, different seasonings. But I'm
really
going to
spice up our other recipes.
Right, and I am going to do a video on a spice kit that can be included. I'm also going to do a video on a fire kit or a cooking kit that would include the stove and whatever we'd need to start our fire. So you would actually have the bucket plus the 3 gallons of water, and we would have the fire kit, and we would have the spice kit. So I'm going to do those at a later date along with the recipes, but this gives you an idea of the direction that we're going in. We're creating our own 72-hour kit in 1 bucket, so that if there was an emergency, that 1 bucket would be right there handy to grab, and we've got 3 days worth of food for 4 people right there. Once I do get this all bagged up in Mylar bags, I will show you how I pack it into the bucket. So I think that will cover it for now. I hope this helped you, gave you an idea of something you can do too. You know, we already have several other menu ideas that we're going to do and put together, but this is just what we did just for this video. There's a lot of other ideas we have of things we can make that are easy to cook over any kind of fire, whether it's an open fire, a grill, a cook stove, a camp stove, whatever. Okay? So I hope this helped you a lot. Is there anything you'd like to add, Angel?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, you all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Bye.